What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Saturday. Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me across all socials. This podcast being brought to you by omahasteaks.com. omahasteaks.com/juice is the URL to go and get another great offer. It's the President's Day sale going on with 50% off site-wide. This offer is ending on Sunday, FYI, okay? 8 free steak burgers on select packages. That's 50% off all your favorite butcher cut filet packages. Pure ground beef burgers coming to you. 8 of them are coming to you for using that customized URL, omahasteaks.com/juice. Get in there. Possibilities are endless. Shop the President's Day sale. Load up on all those favorites you got going on right now. 8 free burgers on select packages. Got to hurry. Offer ends coming up on Sunday night. Monday night, we have a new Monday morning. Have a new offer for you guys after the big game. omahasteaks.com/juice and shop the President's Day sale today. Okay. College basketball has been very good, but I don't even know where I am right now. That was one of the most insane weeks of my life. And my daughter and I just got back from the NFL fan experience, which was awesome. If you like pictures of family nonsense of those things, Sports Talk Matt on Instagram has a bunch of them. I'll do a couple different content pieces later on today, as I'm going to do relatively nothing. Although I am going to go to the Live Golf Tour today. So I am going to go out there, because that's going on. They gave us tickets to go out and check that out. So I'm going to go and check that out today. It's kind of like my last Super Bowl event in Vegas. And then I will be on my couch for the entire day on Sunday, because I am going back into the lab on Monday, and I'm back onto a phase 2 for the hard. If you've ever done the 75 hard before, you guys may have followed me along doing that. 75 hard. Did the first time, did phase 1, which was a 30-day. This is phase 2, which is, again, a 30-day. If you need to look it up, Hard 75 rules, and they add with cold plunges and meditation and all this other stuff. So I'm way more productive when I'm back on it, but I have intentionally ate like crap for the last 2 weeks, because I'm about to go into like a complete detox post-Super Bowl. So 2 more days of kind of cheating and beating up on my body, and then we're back into it, really getting after it heavily with 2 workouts a day for 30 days. So, yeah, I'm rambling because I'm just so tired. So I'm sorry. You just have to bear with me on this, because I am banged up. Not a lot of sleep, a whole lot of talking. My voice is gone. I'm going to lose my voice. But I've gone 9-1, or 9-2 rather, in my last 11 bets in college basketball. We've had a really good week in college basketball. So what am I doing today? 3 bets in college basketball. Okay. I might add, I don't know, but I might add, if I do, Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. But VCU, right. Nevada, right. Although overtime was needed for that. But we went 2-0 there. We went 2-0 with Penn State and Oregon State the night before. We got Auburn and Providence, right. We got K-State and Virginia, right. It's just, we got, a really good week going. So 3 bets here and 1 more NFL player prop to give you guys coming up here for today. And, well, it's a little bit of news. I don't want to say it's a rumor, okay? And it's just one of those rumors you hear on Radio Row with people who aren't going to report it. And they're just kind of like going to tip, kind of quietly say, hey, by the way, this is something that is going on. It may be something to look at. I like the bet anyway, so I think it's probably a good idea to jump on it anyway, just because I think, well, you can't be on over everything, okay? So we're gonna take a little bit of a flyer here on it. So I'll give that bet here in just 1 second. So 3 college basketball bets and 1 NFL prop for the Super Bowl to give you guys, which would put us with 4 bets. Yeah, 4 bets prop-wise, 1 teaser, side and total bets to be had to come as we go into the big game. We're up about 9 units on the year, so we have some things to play with. some things to have some fun with here for the Super Bowl. Let's start talking college basketball, though. The Creighton Blue Jays have lost 2 games in a row. The Jays have not lost 3 games in a row this season. Now, they lost 3 out of 4 when they lost to UNLV, they beat Bama, and then lost to Nova and Marquette. This time around, they lost to UConn, then they beat Seton Hall, they beat Xavier, they beat DePaul, where they've lost to Butler by 1 and Providence by 4. The Jays are a pick on the road against Xavier, who was 8-6 at home ATS, 7-5 in the conference, 14-9 overall. The Jays are 10-13 ATS, 3-9 in the Big East, and they haven't covered in the last 4 games. In fact, they're 3-7 ATS over the last 10. This is a buy low spot, okay? It's a buy low spot on the Jays to go on the road to a tough place to play in Xavier. KenPom has this as a 1-point loss for the Jays, 75-74. The difference in this game, in my opinion, the Jays have to be very judicious and smart with their shots. Okay? They're going up against a very good defense. Not a great offense, however. Okay? Xavier, 268th in 2-point percentage. The Jays are 17th in that category. 151st in 3-point shooting. Jays are 103rd in that category. Effective field goal percentage, they're 240th, Xavier. The Jays are 18th in defense. Okay? So this team doesn't foul. The Jays are number 1 in limiting opponents' free throw attempts because they don't foul. Defensive efficiency, they're 39th. Xavier is 54th. On the flip side, Xavier is very good defensively, okay? They're 28th in efficiency, 42nd in effective field goal percentage, 145th in 3-point percentage defense, and 35th in 2-point percentage defense. This is going to be a grinder, but the Jays are desperate. Backs against the wall. Fox has this game. Big Fox has this game. Cintas Center has not been great for the Jays historically. It's a pick, though. The Jays are better than Xavier. The Jays should be laying points. They're not. It's a pick. Jays, pick to win the game. It's a money line play for 1.1 units. Pretty simple. Creighton Blue Jays to not lose 3 games in a row. Creighton Blue Jays, money line, pick, whatever you want to call it, at minus 110 up against Xavier. Second bet. And look, if you've listened to this podcast for any length of time, you know that I have bet a lot of teams like the Jays and North Carolina. North Carolina is on the road at Miami. Now, many people are on Miami here. Okay, Miami is 7-5-1 ATS at home. They're 5-5-2 ATS here in the ACC. North Carolina is 8-4, 7-3 over the last 10, 8-4 on the road. They're actually a better on the road team ATS than they are at home, but the number's coming down. North Carolina has lost 2 of 3 outright. Lost to Georgia Tech in their last home game, lost by 1, laying 8.5. Beat Duke by 9 at home, and then lost to Clemson by 4 at home in the last game. Last time out, Miami against Virginia lost by 22 points. Really smarted them. At home, they were laying 4 against Vatech. They won by 8. Against Pittsburgh, laying 4. They won by 4. Against Florida State, laying 5.5. Lost by 9. Against Louisville, laying 16.5. Lost by 9. They did win and cover against Clemson, but that was a while ago. At home, recently, things haven't been so good for Miami. They've been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team, to be quite honest. KenPom is really interesting. KenPom has this as a 7-point win for North Carolina. The line's 3. Is someone not playing? Maybe. I've looked around, tried to find any information about players, nothing definitive to really go off of, except that it looks like everyone should be playing. Yet Miami, they could say they need it more. Miami's backs are against the wall here. This game actually does factor into my team loses on the road and then comes home as a dog trend. They're 6-6 in the ACC, 15-8 overall. They just lost to Virginia, 60-38. We faded them against Virginia. I'm fading them here. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and grab a hold of North Carolina at a small price. -3, North Carolina. for 1.1 units. Final college basketball bet. Florida is hosting Auburn. KenPom has this as a 4-point loss. But it's kind of wild to look at this. Florida is 4-1 ATS over their last 5 games. They lost by 1 to A&M, 3. They beat Kentucky by 3 in overtime. They beat Georgia, but they were laying 8. They lost Mississippi State. They beat Mississippi State laying 4.5, and they beat Missouri laying 3, winning by 12. Their last game was a loss on the road in Tennessee. They're catching 10. They lost by 19. We were on Tennessee in that game. Against Arkansas at home, they're laying 7.5. They won by 22 points. So 5-2 over their last 7, 6-1 straight up over their last 7. Auburn, on the other hand, has been very good on the road. 7-4 ATS on the road. 8-2 in the SEC. Covered 3 straight games. But they didn't cover against Bama, didn't cover against Mississippi State, and we faded them against Ole Miss, and they won by 14. They were laying 3, and they won by 14. They dominated. But I'm just not believing this here. Florida needs this win, okay? This, again, also factors in my trend. Team loses on the road against A&M, loses by 1, come home, they're dogs, catching 2 points. Look, KenPom may be off. I think Florida's going to win the game. I think Florida needs the game more. Auburn's a really good basketball team. They're 4th in KenPom. Florida is 35th. I totally understand that, but they match up pretty well with each other. Efficiency is 16th offensively for Florida, 3rd for Auburn defense, 130th in effective field goal percentage to 2nd in Auburn. That's pretty impressive. 176 in three-point percentage to 20th, but 52nd, 52%, 2-point percentage, 113th. That's 1st, 42.5 for Auburn. They're tough defensively, but so is Florida. Florida's tough defensively as well. And again, this goes down to teams at home that need W's. I'm picking teams here that are, middle of the pack or middle of Florida, or middle of February rather. Teams like Florida, North Carolina, although they are a 1 seed, but more Creighton and Florida combined, that are just needing victories. They have got to keep getting W's. And Auburn is coming to town. Tough game in the SEC. Numbers 2. I'm going to take the home dog. Florida +2 for 1.1 units. All right, 3 bets in college basketball. Creighton Blue Jays pick. North Carolina's -3, and Florida +2 for 1.1 units. Now, last night we bet 1.5 units down on the shortest touchdown under 1.5 yards, right? So we have half a unit kind of flying around. What am I going to do with it? Okay, on Radio Row, somebody came up and said that they had heard a rumor. Again, I'm not reporting anything. This is a rumor that Deebo Samuel has been playing with a pretty significant injury. We know the shoulder's a problem, but it's maybe a little more than that. That Deebo may not be as effective in the run game and may not be used much in the run game because the team is a little bit concerned about getting that shoulder injured during the Super Bowl. He may be more of a decoy when it comes to running the football. Deebo Samuel's rushing prop is 16.5. We're going to go under. It's -105 for Deebo Samuel, under 16.5 rushing yards here. Now, he could be very effective in the passing game, but running between the tackles, he may get it in the red zone, okay? He may get it in short yardage, but chances are they're not going to run the football all that effectively with him all the time. And he may pop one, and he pops one, we lose the half a unit, and so be it, we're down, okay? But I like this idea because we know he missed some time with the shoulder being injured. He came back, but the team is a little bit concerned about how severe the shoulder injury is, and that running the football between the tackles is probably not something they're going to do all that often. They want to really have him be effective in the passing game and catch the ball, go down. Not so much run and break tackles and run through people. Let Christian McCaffrey be the one to do that, not Deebo Samuel. Elijah Mitchell may have a bit of a role here in this game as well. He may, take a look at that a little bit, but under 16.5, -105 rushing yards for Deebo Samuel for a half a unit. Basically, you're betting, 0.56 to win a half a unit coming back here on this. 105 under 16.5 Deebo Samuel rushing yards for the Super Bowl. Okay? Keep on stacking up the prop bets. Keep on getting the plays more coming tomorrow on the live stream, Sunday morning live stream. We will do that. It'll be a lot of fun. Myself, both Pat Fitzmaurice and Andrew Erickson, breaking down all of our picks, plays, and thoughts for the game. I've given the teaser. We have 4 props. There'll be a couple of more props. I'm going to jump on side total, other bets still to come here for us on the Super Bowl. So stick around for that. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt each and every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.